Hello YouTubers, and welcome to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and I am going to be discussing today the things that mediums can experience. And it's going to be a very brief listing of things that, that certain people who are mediums, natural born, or whether it was a latent ability that was waking up later in life. These are things that actual mediums actually experience or can do. So the first thing is going to be visitations before sleep. And so if you're a person who is a medium, you may have had, when you were a child, a lot of spirit visiting you, standing in front of your bed, at night, or in your room. You may have had a fear of nighttime, of darkness. Specifically, spirit activity is very, very active when we are asleep. So these are things that you may have seen or have experienced. You also may have experienced, you can experience visitations during dreams. So if you're dreaming, spirit can come to you in your dreams and visit you. Lucid dreaming, and this is basically a dream that is very vivid. It's so vivid and it's so real life like that when you come out of the dream and you are actually in an awakened state, you remember every single detail, or for the most part, a lot of details, and you feel like you were actually there. And from an emotional or spiritual standpoint, your soul does recognize that this was actually somewhere that you had traveled to in your sleep. You will see a lot of apparitions if you are a medium. So this could be random places that you're at that are haunted. People have died in those homes or burial grounds. You will see spirit, whether it's in a ghost form, a silhouette, etc. You can also be hearing whispers or voices. These are not going to be like voices inside of your head all the time. It can actually be through your ears. I know when I was very young and I was in the cemetery with my mom visiting some people, we actually did hear our names being called out, and this is something that I remember very, very clearly. And I very much heard it. I know a lot of people say, well, you can only hear it through clairaudience, through the mind. Sometimes you can't actually pick it up through your ears, and I actually heard it through my ears. It wasn't through the mind. So you can also smell scents. When you're a medium and you're tuning into spirit, and spirit is trying to come through, they may give you, before they start giving you any kind of other information, you could start smelling the smell of, something that they like, whether it's roses, perfume, a cologne. You can suddenly taste, suddenly your taste buds will change. So you could be tasting blood if the person died in a tragic area or tragic way, that they had blood, in their mouth, or there was blood involved. You can taste that. You can have, taste maybe the favorite food or alcohol that the person used to drink. You may also feel sick or malaise and get like a feeling of, just nausea. You're just sick, or you may start feeling heart palpitations. If the person died from a heart attack, you would have felt it. You would feel, as a medium, maybe some restrictiveness or heaviness around the chest area. You can also feel how the soul passed, and so, like I said, you'll know more or less how they passed. Whether it was, if their lungs were filling up with air, you won't be able to breathe. If you feel something here in your throat hurting you, it could be that they couldn't talk at the end, or that maybe that they couldn't breathe well, or they had to have they had to be intubated, or were on life support. You can see visions of how they passed. So a lot of times, if you're a clairvoyant, you may actually see, how they passed. They'll show you snippets, signs. It could be a tree. If they were in a wreck, they hit a tree, you may see a tree, and you may not see the truck. You may see the tree, you may see the truck hitting the tree, you may see it rolling over before it hits the tree. So you could see things like that. Knowing things only families or close friends would know. You could get a lot of personal detail about your, the spirit that is coming through to you, things that nobody else would know, only that the family member and you would know. And it's not something, can be found on the internet or anything else. You would see shadows. So a lot of mediums tend to see a lot of shadows in places where there is a lot of spirit activity. This could be at the corner of the room. You can also have you could also know that the age that the spirit actually passed. You would get a number. You may see a number snap in front of you through a vision. You may hear it. You may look at a calendar and just be fixated on that number. Knowing dates important to spirit. So it could be a certain month, a certain year. um, and your personality may mimic the past soul's personality. So when a medium is channeling a lot of information, they too do tend to, if the spirit is communicating with them and they're on the same vibration, the medium will start to take on certain personality characteristics. So they may start singing the first few moments of the song, or they may feel kind of very energetically peppy, or they may feel like very sad. So there's just a lot of possibilities for that. You can also be getting severe anxiety or panic attacks if you are tuning into spirit. So that's something that you can also do. You may also have childhood imaginary friends. You could have had imaginary friends when you were a child. And a lot of people will think, oh, it's just my child's imagination, but no, it's actually spirit. You could also have paranormal experiences since childhood. So since you were a child, you would have gotten a lot of experiences that you had. Channeling different languages. You may be speaking or knowing a certain language that you didn't know. If you're channeling spirit, sometimes that will happen. And sometimes, as a medium, spiritual language is universal. So even if the person spoke Chinese, Arabic, or any other kind of language, we would know still what they're trying to say, even though we didn't speak that language. We don't speak that language. You could be feeling like you are misunderstood or you have a purpose. A lot of times that's something that mediums do tend to struggle with. You may feel like, an outcast or the black sheep of your family, and you may feel like your family doesn't understand you or understand your abilities, or you may be coming from a very strict religious background, and so you're very much, you do care about what your family and friends think of you, and so you don't want to deviate too much away from it because you're taught otherwise. So that would be something normal. You could also be traveling or seeing other dimensions, or doing astral traveling or astral projection. And so this is something that, is typically in your nighttime when you're asleep and dreaming. The soul does tend to leave the body temporarily and travel to different dimensions as well. And animals may feel calm when you are near. You could see angels, see your loved ones. You maybe feel pushed to do something but not understand it. And sometimes you can have psychic abilities, like I said, and sometimes this, if you're a medium, it is something that is generational, so that maybe you're someone in your family before actually had the gift, and it was basically hereditary. You did get the gift itself to you. It was passed down in the bloodline. So I want to thank you so much for tuning into this video once again. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel by selecting the subscribe button, and give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. And if you do want a personal reading with me, please go to my website. It's www.raymondguzman.net/shop, and go over to the reading section, and all my readings are on sale this month. And also be sure to go on my Facebook station and subscribe to my Facebook channel, which is www.facebook.com/Psychic Medium Ray, and on Instagram you can follow me at Psychic Medium Ray. Thank you once again, and blessings and love and light.